A girl of great beauty was kept hidden within heavy gray veiling, and an ugly face was painted on it. This, the truth of her being, was kept secret, and few ventured near her because of her unattractive appearance. She grew up and realized that the cause of her loneliness and misery, loss of freedom of movement and health, were due to the veils. But she was so accustomed to them that she felt she would not survive without them. However, she was fortunate enough to meet an enlightened mentor from another country and was ultimately persuaded to discard just one veil. After much searching for the inner strength to do so, she begged her mentor to help her. He lifted her hands, and together they discarded the veil on which the ugly face had been painted, and she felt much better for having rid herself of it. She began to feel a sense of joy. After a while, she was eager to of another veil and gain her mentor, rid herself of another veil, and again her mentor came to her and helped remove it. And so it continued. The more she shed, the lighter she grew, and she gradually glimpsed the reality of nature around her. She could see the trees clearly, the birds and the boughs, and listened enthralled to their beautiful song. She saw the beauty in other people's faces and began to feel the flow of love in her heart. Life was now become a truly divine gift to be treasured. Daily she gave thanks to her mentor for helping her become such a happy person. Finally, the time came when she could no longer bear the final veil around her. She knew it was shutting her off from even greater light, beauty, harmony, and loving contact with other beautiful people. Although she did not know how she would manage without it, she retired into the silence with her mentor and pleaded to have the last veil removed. This was a time of agony, since the veil appeared to be part of her being. But she begged and pleaded, and in a moment of brilliant light, the veil was burnt off her. The form that was left was her reality, and she came into perfect inner freedom. However, our individualized reality now had to find a way to function in the environment. This was unexpectedly difficult because our perceptions of reality surrounding and within ourselves were now so clear and transcendent. The ground of her communication with other people had radically changed. She was no longer at peace in social and business environment, nor could she remain a member of her community. People looked at her and said, "Oh, is this is who you are? And you have no veil? Oh, dreadful. We find you very odd, even a little mad." They turned their backs on her. What do you think she did? Did she long to go back to the time when she was veiled as heavily as others? No, she had found such peace, joy, and fulfillment of need. She left her community and went into a retreat and joined other souls who would recognize her true identity and respond to it with love and joy. Tell me, was her veiling or personality transformed? No. With the help of our mentor, she removed her own veiling when she was convinced by her mentor, Divine Life, consciousness, that's your higher self that you call upon to help you and guide you. It was the right thing to do. So she removed the different layers of veiling. She came closer and closer to intimate knowledge of the reality, and that's her soul, hidden it by her veiling the personality. You can probably understand now that the human personality is like a mental, emotional cobweb, sometimes a dirty veiling of mass interactions between magnetic attraction, bonding, and magnetic repulsion, revulsion. Spiritually evolved people can see the dirty veiling clouding the skin of people whose language is coarse and their thoughts solely centered around earthly ego activities. Alternatively, as an individual leaves behind levels of earthly thoughts and responses, the skin begins to clear and the light shines in the eyes, whilst the earth personality is imperceptibly imperceptibly dying away, the body becomes more spiritualized. This is clearly visible to people who have the gift of spiritual perception. Do not be afraid of future withdrawal from the earthly mindset. You will relinquish it little by little with infinite relief. Your true goal in life will become ever more clear, and your determination to reach it will grow ever more stronger. You may argue that you are not often or mentally or emotionally engaged in magnetic emotional thoughts and feelings. But when you examine your spontaneous thoughts, you will find that you are completely dominated by magnetic attraction, bonding, and magnetic repulsion, revulsion thoughts all day long. And this is your ego. These are the um, characteristics of your ego. Your mind keeps up as a ceaseless chatter. Your mind keeps up as a ceaseless chatter of comments and judgments, criticism, wants, don't wants, reactionary feeling, verging on resentment or rejection, longing for certain things and fears that the longing will not be fulfilled, striving for success and irritation or anger with those who stand in the way of that success.